Good evening and welcome to tonight's TPK, where we rejoin our heroes as they eat a hearty meal, celebrating their recent conquest of the garden and the defeat of Reshabet. That was a near-fought thing. So last time, when you guys were all together, you all took stock of the palace. Mel, what did you find?
I found the most beautiful headdress that fit me perfectly and just makes me look like the goddess I was meant to be.
Well, that's did anything else happen besides you found the headdress?
I think there was like a little fire or something. It was fine.
Yeah.
But mostly
the diary.
That headdress looked great on me.
You and Eve also
Books
found
in the diary, maybe.
There we go.
Yeah,
there we
read
go.
some books, but the headdress.
Gary wasn't even there.
You found the books before the headdress, lady.
But the headdress looked great on me. The book doesn't look.
We found 3 books.
She forgets the books and pays attention to the clothes.
Eve has something to say.
What?
All right, first up, Mom.
It's gonna be a great night, guys.
What were you going to say?
Never mind.
No. Eve said that you also found 3 books in the library.
That's right. You found 3 books. Besides the diary, you found 2 other books that were of note in the library. Do you remember what either of those were, Mel?
Yep, hold on. Pull them up.
Oh, you wrote them down!
I'm
well.
What a nerd!
I'm so
proud.
So
I have Reshabet's journal, and we're sharing that, and then Libraries of the Magi is what I took, and the other one was some like Fae folklore book that I didn't want.
So that's right. It was those 3 books together, and while you were finding those, Eve flew into the abandoned ship. The derelict ship that was under construction in the middle of the palace, and there she met the gnomish architect and an engineer. Does anyone remember his name?
I couldn't catch his name.
Svaners von Braun.
Yeah, Mr. Werner von Braun.
It's Werner von Gnome. Werner von Gnome. Where are you getting Brown?
Oh.
I'm colorblind, so I don't know.
Oh God!
I didn't say Brown.
Just never gonna miss a chance to ring that bell, are you there, Oren?
Hey, it's an excuse of a lifetime. I use it for everything.
Okay.
Hey, do you want to play the dog?
I'll probably do it very well.
All right. So after meeting with the crew of the under construction ship and discovering what in fact was being constructed there at the garden, Orn, you had an interesting conversation with your blacksmith, didn't you?
Hold on. Yeah, with Malcom.
Yep.
He's trying to make some armor for me, or refit my armor, and then we went looking around to find a smithy for him to work on.
Which you did, right?
We did.
A full forge, unused.
Yeah, because it was waiting on him.
Yep.
On Malcom.
That was the reason that you
try to do something with the ship, right?
The gnomish the gnomish engineer explained that he had asked Reshabet to bring him a blacksmith who could craft very, very thin metal. And he was specifically seeking just a little bit of a particular kind of metal.
The blue metal?
He was also seeking blue ore. He didn't know it was blue, though. He might also be colorblind.
He won the myth roll.
That's right. How much?
And
You remember?
A gigaton.
Whole bunch.
Might as well be. 500 tons of mithril. Just a small amount. So, after meeting
Where
with...
to find it?
After you'd met with the engineer, after you'd read through the library and discovered the books, as Orn was watching the suit of armor begin to be reworked to fit him, the entire palace shook with a large thump, and the foundations rattled around you, and all of you realized in that moment that you didn't know where the dog was.
Yeah. He survived.
Somehow.
Shame.
So working together, all of you put that fire out, and you let Bard play in the puddle by himself. Bard, anything interesting happen in that puddle while you were splashing around in there?
I found some blue glowing stone at the base of the pond or something like that.
That's
It was,
right.
Causing it to refill, I think.
Very similar to the other stone that you saw in the underground Guardian tomb, where you encountered that djinn.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
did not
no-
draw that connection last session.
Yeah. Orin's currently holding that stone, the green stone. So this is now the second large, roughly head-sized.
Do we have to find the Infinity Stones?
Wait, how did they find it in the
Yeah.
pool?
What are
You
those?
found
Yeah, nobody pulled it out of the pool, Andy.
Nobody
No,
did.
the green one from several
You found the
sessions.
blue one.
You found the blue one that was in this pool,
Gotcha.
but you haven't been able to tell him. So you're the only one that knows.
Gotcha.
Right. That's why I was
didn't
bringing it
realize
up.
we were dealing with an
Well, the
infinity
member
stone
of the
here.
party knows.
But because the palace didn't burn down,
We had a party.
It like, literally grins every time we shoot.
Oh,
Yeah.
what sounds funny?
Probably the munching chips. It's Mark.
Oh, I get it. I hadn't read all the comments.
it's Mark.
Yep.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Always good when the audience can play on your inner idiom. So, with the fire safely put out, with the books collected, with an awareness of what Rushabet had been doing here, and now that this place was yours, Melusine announced that there would be a celebration that night, and you would all partake in the joyous revelry of acknowledging that you were all in this together now.
We also found the drow in the dungeon.
That's right.
A drow and his apprentice.
Did any of you recognize the name?
It wasn't the one I wanted to hear, so no.
It was the one that wrote the book.
That's right. It's the one who wrote the book. Very good, Gary.
That you all got.
But he has stories he's willing to tell us.
Yes.
Once he heals. But you guys partied the night. We left off as you were all getting ready to party for the night, right? I think that's right. You guys had decided to party for the night, and that was where we decided to leave off for the evening. So, now we'll pick up. It was previously, I believe, Yep. So that was the 14th of Ishtar. We will pick up on the morning of the 15th, unless anyone wanted to do anything that night.
As a reminder, I was looking for, or I think I found a barracks.
Yep.
And a place for me to stay and set up for training troops and stuff like that.
The ground level has a full barracks that adjoins to the forge and a small armory, Orn. They've been working with a variety of weapons that looks as though they've been collecting them from all over the desert. But now that there's an actual smith here, he's going to begin forging common weapons for all of them. But you can stay in the barracks downstairs if you want to. It does. It's right next to the forge.
I'd rather stay with the men.
Okay. Well, if no one's doing anything else for that night,
I'd rather stay where the camaraderie is.
got you.
God,
Well,
pervs.
as all of you bed down tonight, Mel taking her place in the most opulent of rooms upstairs, has an unusual amount of cat hair on everything. I think Honora might need to clean this place up for you, Melusine.
Oh, of course.
But as you settle in, and as Orin, you settle in downstairs, Bard, where do you settle in for the night? I'm just curious.
I'm gonna go find those drow that I definitely left in their prison cells.
Uh-huh.
Better not kill them.
And can I find them? Do I know which room they're in?
Yeah, they're recovering in one of the main dormitories upstairs.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to that dormitory and I'm gonna just kind of like peek my head in the door and take a look around and see if anybody's in there.
You see a couple women and children at the far end of the room. There are a series of beds laid out here with small little partitions between them, and you see the drow the drow rider and his assistant. They're sitting on their beds, but they're not quite in bed, and they're a little bit of ways from the women and children.
Okay. Do they see me in the doorway?
They seem to be in conversation. They don't notice you as you come into the room.
And both of them were prisoners?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just go over to them and plop my front paws onto the bed where they're having a conversation.
As you do, they both look at them, and the writer holds up his hand and he goes, I think I heard you speak earlier. Or was I hallucinating?
I'm gonna hold up one paw.
Do you want
And
to?
I just back away, giving him this look like, you do it and you dead. Kind of look.
Roll a persuasion check.
Or is this intimidation?
Or either or, your choice. Persuasion or intimidation.
Come back to me. I don't have my dice in front of me. I have chips. I can roll chips.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Mel, you're bedding down. Meanwhile, down the hall, round the corner, near one of the other large rooms that isn't quite as big as Reshebet's, but is no less well upholstered, Gary and Darkeye lie in their bed together.
Oh, turn down the music for this so everyone can hear all the details.
Okay.
She went with me to bed.
Well, that's what you remember, Gary, is lying down with Darkeye in the bed. As your dreams carry you far, far away to a distant place, to a room, to a plane that rains black rain on blood-red ground. You stand covered in black rain as it flows down you, and you realize as you look around you that you can see almost the faces of your family and friends in the raindrops as they fall around you, splashing on the ground, falling away into nothingness. The red that you wade in is blood up to your ankles, a sea of warm blood all around you. And there is a knowledge, an awareness that comes to you that something looks at you. Something is aware of your presence here and eyes you from on high. You look up.
Of course.
As you do, twin glowing green eyes in a vague black shape high above you, massive eyes towering, filling the horizon above you, glare down upon you, and you hear its voice once again, and you feel a pulse deep in your chest that clutches at your heart, even as it speaks down to you. It says, "Gary,
What?
you have done well. You have come far. How much farther will you go to save those you love?"
I told you we were going all the way.
You will sacrifice much, and you will gain the power I have promised you. And then, only then, may you save the souls of those you love. You are now protected. You are now safe. I have provided this safety for you, and you would do well to remember it. Go forth. Go to the north. There's an ancient guardian there, one who protects his books, but has forgotten the greater key that he holds. Kill the guardian, Gary. He must fall by your hand. If he falls by any other, you will sacrifice many souls.
He's dead.
Good. Then to aid you, I give you the power of my blade. Carry it before you, and with it the knowledge to bind it into the souls and skulls of the worthy who slay. And as he says it, you shake awake, waking in your bed, sweat covering the sheets all around you. Dark Eye stands at the doorway in the room. She's just eyeing you. I'm not older to have a bad dream.
Well, yeah, you can say that.
You have lost much water. Come.
What? Did I beat myself?
I shall return.
I peed on again.
She leaves the room to go and fetch you water. And you're alone in the room. And as you are, you feel the coldness in your chest radiating from the spot. It is still there. Somehow it pulsates with even more power now. And you know, somehow, the knowledge has been seared into your mind, from which you may summon now a blade. And as you look, the huge ogre skull that you carried with you, the one that you bore with you, now bears a mark that has been encrusted on its forehead, a rune that glows faintly.
What color?
It's green. It's like greenish yellow.
Nice. Is there like a particular looking rune?
It's a demonic rune. You don't speak demonic, do you? Abyssal?
No.
Okay. As you look at it, something about it is painful for your eyes to stare at for a long time. All right. And we'll cut back to Bard.
All right, I got a 15.
You got a 15?
I can do some like flashy colors though, like
the two of them
you know.
shy. The two of them shy back on their couches, and or do you do the neck frill thing?
Yeah, I got like the little spikes with my hair.
Okay.
Freckles.
Whatever you do shuts them up. They both cower back and Not a word! Not a word!
And I just dramatically back up as best a dog can. Give him a look as I go out the door.
and with that, you will all wake the morning of the 15th of Ishtar.
All healed.
Yeah, full rest.
Yep, full rested. This is the first full rest I think you guys have had in, 2 days at least.
A long time.
Yep. First time you guys have actually sat down in a place that you knew was safe, and you felt very safe, and you were able to actually take your leisures. So I'll say all of you may gain an inspiration die today. You wake up feeling well rested and knowing that this is your place. So go ahead and add yourself a d6 inspiration die.
6, 4. Okay.
You already have one. So where did
I
you
can't get another.
You can. Andy, you do stack inspiration, right?
I do.
Can't use them all at the same time.
I think that was
Okay.
the concession I made on that.
Yeah.
All right, so
Inspiration.
I'm creating a item, so I can. We do that too.
Orn, there's a knock at your door. It's a thick pounding knock. Yeah, just like that. Whoever had that sound effect, on cue. Well done.
Is there a peephole?
No, it's not that kind of establishment.
Can I create a peephole?
No.
Do you want to create one now, or
I'll crack the door open with my swords ready.
Malcom stands at the door, assisted by one of his dwarven smith assistants. Apprentices, one of his dwarven apprentices, thank you. And he, as the two of them stand at the door, in their arms they hold, you can see the reworked shape of the armor that was worn by the knight downstairs. Looks as though it is much broader now, has been expanded in the chest and arms area to fit your greater bulk and also your sharper edges. He goes, "Hi! Good morning, Dragonborn. Your
Good morning.
Your suit is ready for you. Would you like a quick hand donning it?"
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, the two of them help you, and in less than 5 minutes, you're able to don the suit with the assistance of two other people, and it fits perfectly.
Awesome. And I'm gonna toss him let's say 30 gold pieces as a thank you.
Hey, most generous, Dragonborn.
It's also going to your blacksmith.
Most generous.
What did you say?
Most generous, Dragonborn. But I'll be more keen to get to that treasure that we've been discussing.
Yes, yeah. I gotta talk to the party and see what is going on, and we'll get right on that.
All right. Very well, Dragonborn.
As I'm like shoving him out the door.
I'll be in
Like,
my forge.
Get ready.
I'll be in my forge. And he pulls his assistant out the door.
Yeah. I'll meet you there.
Packed and ready when you are. Just slam the door behind him.
Yep.
Mel, Enora wakes you. You can see that light is coming in through your window. And she informs you that it is morning. The palace has begun to wake up around you.
Okay. I want to make sure, I want to get dressed and make sure that everyone's going about their daily task. And if they are, I want to bring Enora back. I'm going to put the headdress on her and have her try on different outfits so I can see what looks best with the headdress, so that the next time I wear it, I look really good.
Okay. As you can see it, as you place the headdress on Enora's head, her eyes go wide for a moment. And then she like processes it for a second. She's like, "Oh,
What's wrong?
I felt strange for a moment, as if I wasn't myself."
It's the headdress. You're not supposed to wear something this grand.
Huh. Aaron, it's such a pity you weren't born into nobility. I feel like you really missed your calling.
Just to like lay around and boss people around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Hey, she's
Enora,
Gainesville nobility. She's Hall County nobility.
Whoa.
She got that name.
Wow.
Enora looks suitably contrite, and she wears this headdress. And you try a number of outfits on her until you find one that you feel conveys sovereignty.
I'm gonna immediately take that headdress off her because she's just not worthy, and I will wear it, and then I'll put on the great outfit.
She humbly bows and then helps you put on the outfit.
Good. And then I'm gonna make my way downstairs to where the that big couch was.
Yep.
That Rushabet was sitting on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have him get rid of that and move in a more acceptable throne for me to sit on.
Well, that's what Melusine's doing today, and you have no trouble finding help around the garden as the servants now acknowledge you as their leader. Gary. Dark Eye has returned with your water skin, and she offers to strip the sheets for you while you rehydrate.
Thank you. Thank you for this water.
Are you well, honored elder?
Not entirely.
'Twas a bad dream you had.
Yes. Yes, it was, but I've been having these nightmares for a while. I'm being haunted.
Perhaps you should seek a shaman.
I've never really known or spoken to a shaman. I only had one in my management. He met a terrible fate.
They are rare here on the plains. If you wish, I shall keep an ear open for them.
Yes, please.
Good. You should get your strength. I have heard that the dwarf wishes to seek the ruins you promised him.
Well, I suppose we can go get some gold. There should be plenty in it for you too. Some good compensation.
All right.
Maybe there'll be a place for you here to command.
This is a good place. I have sought to be of worth, and now I seek only to protect you and to save your life. I seek it most urgently.
Well, looks like you're tagging along.
All right, so, Eve, where did you spend the night?
Probably in the library. I saw I was calling dibs on it.
It's yours. No one else was up there. You're surrounded by a plethora of books, references to places that no longer exist, tales of the Riverlands that once were. And I think you kept the journal, right? Did you keep the journal, or did Eve Mel keep the journal?
We both wanted it. I feel like I would have let Eve keep it, and I would just read it whenever.
Yeah, because you kept the Magi book,
Yeah.
Okay.
and I kept the Fey lore, and then we were going to split the journal.
Yeah.
So, Eve, you wake up in the morning, sunlight lighting the library before it lights anywhere else in the palace. This library is on the highest point. What do you want to do today?
Read the journal.
Okay. As you do read the journal, you need you to roll me an investigate check, ma'am.
I got. Oh, this is cocked. Hold on. I got a 7.
Okay. You don't learn any great secrets from the journal today, but you realize that as you read through this, there aren't that many pages to it. You realize that it might take you up to a week's worth of days to study this, or it might take you a little bit longer. Probably not much longer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So basically, if you continue to study this hardcore, you can probably burn through it in a week with good skill rolls. What you do learn is that Reshabet was indeed seeking the secret of immortality. And that she seems to have been diverted at one point to seeking a cure to her Fayish curse, but then she seems to have lost interest in that and refixated on the secret of immortality.
But before she had been elven, right?
Yep.
So why seeking immortality? They're already immortal.
They have a very, very long life, but they don't live quite forever. They live to be 1,000 years.
And she was like a Riverlands elf, not a Sun elf.
Right, she's a Riverlands elf.
Okay.
So, the Riverlands elves, you know, Eve, are different from the Sun elves in that they seem to have a very strong cultural fascination with death. They practice mummification, they celebrate death, they have many holidays around it, and much of their culture is oriented around the practice of celebrating the great journey beyond. And it's considered a taboo in their culture to not willingly accept when one's time is up and embrace that.
And so she was different because of that.
Yes, this would be a pretty big cultural taboo that you've come across here.
Interesting.
All right, so as the day wears on, does anyone do anything else besides come downstairs? I know Mel is having the throne room arranged.
I might also have the orgy room fixed up and non-orgified.
Well, it's not really orgified right now. There is a great deal of ash and soot that fills the room. The once white marble floor in here is stained by a tremendous amount of black ash, and the beautiful lapis
Bad dog.
marble columns that filled the room are stained black, as if a tremendous amount of black smoke was pumped into the room.
All right, well, I'll have them clean it the best they can. If it's just going to stay black, then I'm going to get some, like,
It'll clean up.
black lights installed.
It'll clean up.
Oh, okay.
There are, Mel, as you step into this room and as you're ordering the people around, you realize that the last time you were here, you remembered seeing the right wall, the western wall of this room, opened into a descending patio that went down into the water. You could literally just walk down into the water, down some steps, and you can see that right now. There is some shallow water full of lily pads. You can even see a few elves down there throwing fish nets. Just a very idyllic scene.
Lovely. I might make this the new throne. This sounds great.
So, notably, beyond that, there is a very large lake that the palace is built right onto.
I'm going to have them clean it up. I think I'm going to make this my new receiving room. And I also want to get like the musicians back in here. And I'll have them put a special area for Bard.
Just for
Perhaps an area that has some kind of locking mechanism. Some like dog appropriate instruments. That kind of stuff in there.
It's a dog-appropriate instrument.
An instrument that we're not afraid to lose. Like just the crappy, this is stained with smoke, no one's gonna touch
Already broken lutes and flutes.
Okay.
You do.
There
You
is
can just.
it. He's a dog, he's not gonna care about the quality. We're just
There-
gonna throw the junk in there.
there is in fact
Yeah, but you can't walk it in
Yeah, you can't lock him in.
because he just goes poof.
He's a poofing dog.
I am going to lock him in something one day. A really nice
You probably need
plush
iron.
bed, a plush bed in there for him, and a really
If only-
fancy food and water bowl.
The best way to lock him in is give him his desires to the fullest.
Yellow dust.
Yellow
For
dust.
some reason that makes me
Or-
uncomfortable, and I'm not sure why.
You could give Bard some anti-magic shackles. What could go wrong?
Pretty fine though. Oh, I will.
An anti-magic collar.
But he gets a fancy little dog space in here since I remember he likes the musicians.
Well, as you describe the kind of, is it a wooden kennel you want them to construct here?
Yeah, but like a nice wood, not like pine wood.
Logwood.
They will begin.
Dogwood?
Dogwood, yeah. I'm gonna choose dogwood.
It's a bit of a premium on wood in the desert here, so with your permission, they'll disassemble Reshivet's couch and rework that into a kennel.
They can use the plush seating for his bed and everything. Perfect.
There you
I
go.
love it.
Right, you know.
Reuse, recycle, whatever.
All right.
Hey, Melusine, if you need help cleaning some of this soot off the walls and the roof, I'll probably have some soldiers that aren't on watch that could potentially help.
Don't they need rest?
They'll get rest.
All right.
Just because they're not on watch doesn't mean they're free.
All right. You're the boss of the soldiers, so sure, I'll take some soldiers to clean.
Okay, I'll try to round up some soldiers.
It's easy for you to do. Orn, they've resumed.
Do they fall in line pretty quickly?
They do. As I said, they have. Most of them have a very hard time remembering anything beyond a day or so ago. So to them, the life that they've been living here as a guard is pretty much all they remember, besides just some vague dreams of a life beyond.
Right.
So
Okay.
as they are ordered to continue to guard the palace by Captain Oldeon, then they do so. And Melusine made sure to point out that you are the count in charge of the garrison, so they're eager to take orders from you.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find some soldiers, and I'll help them clean too.
Okay. Well, it's
For a
around
little
the
bit.
time that you guys are about finishing up this audience chamber. It's been a couple hours worth of cleaning here. You hear a distinctive ahem from the entrance to the door. As you look over, you see Malcom, a couple of his dwarfs standing there in their travel gear. Goes, so about that treasure then.
This is not treasure enough. A secret oasis in a desert.
It's a fine and splendid palace, I must say. However, I must point out, there was some statement of a great hoard of treasure buried in the ground, and we were to only be swinging through here to get authorization to be going to those ruins so that me and my posse could be hauling it out of the earth, as it were.
Yeah, out of game. Correct me if I'm wrong. There is an actual place, right? It was mentioned.
Yep.
Where we first
Okay.
went.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
a
where we-
place for
which
Pasha.
by
It was
the way-
before her time.
Yeah, I'm.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's right.
It's the place where Pasha Faizan abandoned the rest of the party.
The spell is broken. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna say.
speaking of that guy, where the heck is he? Let's go find him.
Well, getting back to Malcolm.
Well, should we hold the vote on whether or not we're gonna go when to go?
Yes, let's call a meeting.
Well, we're all here, aren't we?
Well, I and my 6 compatriots, we all vote most emphatically to go to the ruins. So that's 7 votes for.
Well, you have my vote as well. Me and Doc Eye here vote to go with you as well.
9.
Oh, you speak for Dark Eye, or
Well, yes, she told me that last night.
She definitely looks like she did not.
I'd vote to go.
All right, we go, I suppose.
Ah,
When should we leave?
splendid. Well then, our goods are all packed and we are ready when you are.
We'll meet you out front. Go ahead and gather your men
They're already gathered.
out front.
We're all here. All
Out
here.
front.
All ready to go.
Okay.
So are we going now?
Let's make sure we have everything situated here. I'll leave Anora in charge. I suppose Captain O'Dare will be in charge of the guards.
Yes.
He currently is, so.
All right, well, I'll leave some instructions for Anora, and we'll go. Bernard will come with us. I suppose Dark Eye will come with us. Do we want anyone else?
I'm gonna go get some water.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab my gear, and then I do also want to drop by and talk to the Drow real quick, and just let them know that if they want to, they're to feel free to go through the library.
Okay.
Just mind my things.
So, Bard, I meant to circle back to you about this one last week, and I forgot. But you, I think, were the last one to handle the unusually long dagger that had been wielded by Reshabet. Do you remember where you left that?
I think I gave it to Orin, but
okay.
I should have gave it to Eve.
So did anyone get it to Eve, or did someone want to examine it?
I mean, I don't have a use for a dagger.
Okay.
So if I guess retrospectively, if I brought it up to you and you're like, "What? I'm not going to do anything with that," then I took it over to Eve, so Eve has it.
All right. So it's been a day, Eve.
Mm-hmm.
You are now certain that this dagger radiates a magical essence, and after spending a full night with it, you feel that it has become bonded to you.
Oh,
Attuned, as it were.
Helps right there, John.
cool. What kind of?
Please.
This is a longer than usual dagger. This dagger it is a magical +1 dagger, and it has finesse and light, so you can use it in your offhand, or you can use your strength or your dexterity with it. And in particular, it has the repose ability, which means that when an enemy melee attack misses you, you may immediately make an attack of opportunity.
Now, does that cost a reaction?
Yes, you're only ever allowed one reaction, unless you have a special rule that breaks that. Still, gives you an extra way to get that attack of opportunity.
Yeah, they don't have to leave your threat.
All right. So, Eve, as you approach the two drow, they appear well recovered with a night's rest and a full belly worth of food. They're in some sort of conversation as you approach.
I'll go. Sorry for interrupting.
Yes, my dear. How may I assist you?
Just wanted to see how y'all were recovering.
My apprentice and I recover quite well. Thank you. Quite well indeed.
Okay. So our party is about to head out. We'll be returning. I'm not sure how long it's going to take, but we have to fulfill a promise we made to the dwarves. But I just wanted to let y'all know y'all are free to roam around.
Will you be?
What floor are you on? The third floor?
You're currently on the second floor right now.
I said the library.
The library's on the third floor.
Okay. You feel free to roam around. Right above us is the library. That's currently where I'm staying, but feel free to go through the library. Just feel free to roam around. If you need anything, just ask.
You are most gracious, most gracious, my dear. We shall await your return. I am due back to report in to my superiors. It has been some time that we've been delayed, so hopefully you don't take too long.
Hopefully not. Just gotta fulfill this, and then we'll be back.
Well, I wish the blessings of the matrons upon you.
Thank you.
Before we leave, do we have stock of how many like horses, donkeys, camels, like whatever riding kind of animal we have? So maybe we have something to ride on. So
That's an excellent question. You currently have one horse, or rather, Gary has one horse. That would be Durko. The palace itself has a small stable attached to it. Somebody roll me a d10.
5.
5? Congratulations, you're up 5 horses.
I call one, the nicest one.
Okay.
I want Bernard to have one too.
All right.
And all of Melusine's men and all of Melusine's horses couldn't put Bard's cage back together again.
You started out weak and then you got weaker.
I thought it
Your
was good.
face is super
Does
red.
Dark Eye know how to ride a horse?
Oh, she does.
She's an orc. She knows how to ride a horse.
Oh yeah, she should ride a horse.
An orc warrior on a horse, that is an engine of destruction. You know well, Gary.
Yes.
Does this horse now look like a mini horse?
So, orcish horses are some of the largest horses in the world. These are elven horses. An orc can ride an elven horse. They just look a little bit big on them.
Oh, so
Like when
Dark Eye's a
Brandon
big
used to
horse.
ride Western. Yeah. When we worked at a place.
Were you trying to
Okay.
make a saddle joke?
No.
Okay.
So if Mel and Benab take 1 each, that's 2, and then Dark Eye takes 1, and it leaves you with 2 other horses.
We should keep one here and tell someone here where we're going to be at, the location that we're going to be at. So if there's something that needs to be like a message passed to us, they can ride the horse out and deliver the message to us if it's urgent.
Honora will know because she was with us last time.
Okay.
Maybe come here in charge.
Okay, we should definitely leave a horse for that.
So, Melusine,
I mean, do you get a horse and
No,
I'll have to fly?
I'm not getting a horse. I was going to walk.
We have a spare horse.
Can you fit on a horse?
Bard will take the horse.
Bard doesn't need a horse.
you see Bard leading a horse out of the stable by its leash, by its stirrups.
Well, if everyone else has a horse, then I guess I'll get a horse and Eve could ride with me.
I'm not ready to pitch with you. I'm gonna fly.
Yeah, I was about to say, why walk when you can fly?
Why fly when you can take a perfectly good canoe?
Why take a canoe when you can teleport?
There you go. So,
Oh wait, it's too far for Bart to just blink in.
all right. So, you guys know exactly where you're going now because you've got Eve's map, you've got Gary's map, and you've been there before. You know it is exactly 2 days due east of you. So I'm not going to make you guys roll a survival check. I just wanted to know if you guys want to stop anywhere on the way, or are you guys going straight there?
Is there a Denny?
Question: how sturdy did that headdress feel in my head?
How sturdy?
Yeah.
It has a small chain that goes around your neck.
Oh my god, I'm totally wearing it.
Okay. It's a small little gold chain that goes like behind your ears, so it's hidden very well.
I am riding that horse like I'm the queen of the world.
All right. I do want to just point something out to all of you now that you see Melusine walking around fully dressed in her regalia. Something about her just seems more powerful. Something about her presence just projects this sense of competence.
Stop inflating her ego.
You're not certain it's anything to do with her.
I think I'm going to change my name to Vath.
Oh, God. You will be murdered.
Well, yes, but will it be in this game?
You're not a dark elf, though.
Hey, hey, Andy, is it too late to go diving for rubies?
Yes.
No.
Have we already departed, or are we all scurrying with our stuff?
Nope.
Departed.
So Bart, are you going after the sapphire?
Yeah, I'm going after the big rock.
Okay.
Going after the big rat.
Where
Tony wants the big rat. He gets the rat.
All right, what are you going to do with it?
I don't know. I want to put it in my mouth.
Okay.
See what happens. Maybe my slobber will never stop.
Bard, roll an athletics check.
You want to say it's
Dive, Bard, dive.
Down, Bard.
Use for my phone.
Did you want to call?
14.
14. Well, that should be enough as you dive into the water and reach the large head-sized sapphire, roughly 10 feet under the pool. As you do approach it, you get the distinct sense that
that's
I did that.
Oh,
yeah. No. As you
if
reach
blood
it,
just starts pouring from your mouth, that would be kind of awesome.
it would be pretty epic, right? Especially if we were able to keep going.
It's at the right place.
I'm fine. So,
Oh, from Andy's mouth.
Oh, yeah.
what do you think she meant?
I thought she meant the dog's
I thought
mouth.
she was talking about dog bleeding. I was like,
I mean, sure, that would also be kind of great, but
You are a dark person that needs help.
clearly a cat
I've
person.
been
Yeah, clearly a cat person.
Anyway, Bard, as you approach the gem that is roughly 10 feet under the water, the pressure is beginning to get to you, and your very sensitive ears. As you approach the gem with your paws and your mouth, you distinctly sense a magical field around it. It's pulsing under the water. You can feel the water being thicker around the stone as you begin to nudge it with your paws. How do you want to move it?
Is this something that I feel like I could, if I was to like get underneath it and get it like cradled on top of me, I could warp away with it?
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna give that a shot.
Okay. I think that's a perfectly reasonable plan. Go ahead and roll a warp check.
Roll an under pressure check.
Because you,
Underwater pressure check.
you're under pressure from multiple sources.
Oh, I got a 5, so that means I.
Ba-bam! With a faint sound, which I think was the sound we established that you made, right?
Well, I'm worried about that sound in water.
You make that. Wait, were you trying to teleport somewhere else underwater, or were you trying to go above the water?
Oh, I was trying to teleport from underwater
to the land.
To the land.
to land. Yeah.
Okay, that's perfectly doable. You do.
Okay.
And you reappear on the bank, and the bluish, the blue sapphire thuds to the earth in front of you, and for a moment it leaks water, seemingly from nowhere, and then stops. As you watch, the pool beside you looks a little bit lower.
You feel proud?
Yeah, I just kind of sit there, see if any of my party members are nearby. Do I see anybody?
You don't. They seem to be arguing over which horse goes with which person, and whether or not evils fit in Orn's lap.
I bark at
He
them.
is sitting in no one's lap.
Yes, but Orn continues to recommend that he could, in fact, ride with you.
Andy, let me play my character, okay? You're right.
No.
So,
Do we hear Bard?
Husband privileges.
Barking.
Bard begins
That
to
dog
bark,
barking.
and you all hear Bard barking.
I'm gonna get over there.
Somebody shut the dog up.
I'll look.
And then I'm gonna look at the dog.
What is
Yep.
it, Bart?
As you see Bard standing next to the pool on the well-manicured lawn, at his feet rests a sapphire the size of a person's head.
I run after it.
Hustle over there.
No, you don't.
I run after it.
Jackpot.
It's not gold. You don't want it. I want it.
As
It
you
goes
all
with my headdress.
As you all are standing over the sapphire, and Bard's standing there wagging his tail, drooling all over it, with the
I'm gonna
"who's a
pet
good
him
boy"
and take it
face.
away.
So while you pet him, I take the sapphire.
It's not gold. I don't see why you want it.
So, Warren, you have
Doesn't have
a
gold to be greedy.
sapphire. As you look at the sapphire, it's cut in the same cut as that emerald that you found before.
What color is this one?
This is blue.
Blue.
Color
Sapphires.
edition.
Actually, sapphires. It's a good question. Sapphires can be different colors, but this one's blue.
This, and I'll point out, this looks very similar to the stone that I have, and I pulled that one out.
As you look at it, they're identically
find
cut, identically sized, and as you hold the two of them in your hand, Orin, you feel a magnetic pull between the two of them, as if they want to pull together.
I'm gonna separate them.
What did you ask that to me?
Yeah, I'm like, where'd you get this?
I just go splash in the water.
As you all look at the pool, you can see that the pearlescent edges are now more visible. There's more of a pearlescent ring around it, and the water seems to be a little bit lower than the last time you saw it.
Which is what happened last time when I took the other one out, right?
That's right.
The first one took the water away.
Yep.
Huh. Maybe this rock makes water.
Maybe we should put it back. We need water here.
Right. We need water here for everybody.
So the water is like consistently draining
Now,
right now?
now that you're all looking at it, the water is definitely going down. It's a huge pool. But
All right, throw it back in and
What,
put some
throw it
rods
in?
around the pool so that nobody takes the sapphire out.
Well, maybe everyone else here knows they need it here. Well,
Bard,
So-
you are
let's go.
very good. You are
Okay,
very
hand
good
it to you,
on the
Melusine.
shiny rock, but we need to put it back.
I'm gonna hand it to you, Melusine.
All right, I'm gonna take it.
Go put it in the
I'm
Put it in
gonna
the water.
cradle it for a moment and look at it like it's the best thing I've ever seen.
it definitely
chunk
feels
it in the water.
powerful. You just
I love
chuck
this
it?
thing. Yeah.
All right. So as you chuck it, it stops in midair,
Oh.
floats to the very middle of the pool,
Mad at me.
and sinks into the pool as if it's being lowered by an invisible hand.
like it knew what it needed to do.
And after a moment, the pool thuds, and you see the water slowly begin to rise back up until it fills the brim.
It's a lifestone.
Problem
And-
fixed.
Gary!
Well, you said the same thing happened with your green one.
Yeah, we didn't care about the one over there though.
Gary,
I wasn't there for that.
you
so I
hear
don't
a
know.
voice in your head. She goes, well, it would appear those are the gems of the ancient pharaoh, the one who sought to bind the power of the waters to one of 4 gems. Have you not heard this myth, Orc?
Oh, well, I have. I'm just older. Maybe I could use a.
It would be wise if you seek to restore this land to recover those gems.
What did you call them again? The gems of what?
The gems of the
The
pharaoh.
four gems of the pharaoh.
Yes.
Pharaoh. What pharaoh?
I do not recall their name.
Oh well, okay. The unknown pharaoh.
The
Melusine.
unknown pharaoh. I like it.
Melusine. Between your ears, you hear a voice speak to you.
And a southern accent.
No.
That's my favorite. Okay.
You hear the voice that speaks to you and says, well, if those are the same 4 gems that I've heard of spoken of before, you, young elf, and your quest may find their purpose in those gyms?
I'm not going to say it out loud, but I'm going to think and hope that it can just read my mind. I'm going to ask who this is.
You don't get any response. You do hear Gary mumbling under his breath.
I'm just going to follow it now.
Now that I've heard it, I'm just gonna spout it out loud. I'm gonna say, wait a minute, I think these are the gems of the four pharaohs. Or the four gems of the unknown pharaoh.
You're exactly right, Gary, which means we need to leave the sapphire here.
Wait, how do you know I'm right?
Because I'm an elf. We should leave the sapphire here, take the emerald with us, and that way if we need water once we get back to the gold place, that's all the reason you need. I'm an elf.
That's the name of the show. Hope I'm an elf.
When we get back, I think that we should create another water source with the emerald so that we have 2 pools of water.
Well, you do kind of. There's the lake, the large...
No, we need another source of water so that the dragon can put the emerald in it.
Did you just no the DM?
Yeah, I
did. No. You're getting into character way too well.
Sorry.
No, DM. I tell you what's going on.
No, I'm gonna die.
So,
Kill her!
there's a distinct ahem from the front of the palace. You see that
Malcolm again?
Malcolm, the other 6 dwarfs, their loaded carts, stand at the front. He's got his hands on his hips, and he goes, "Whenever you're ready."
He's like a dog that needs to be taken out. Just keeps on whining and whining and whining.
All right, let's go.
Yes, and when you're playing a video game and you keep promising the dog that you're going to take them out, oh no, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm on the way.
Fine. Last level, I promise.
Let's go. That's a piece. Master of the war.
All right.
Master of
2 days later, after an uneventful journey across the desert, you arrive at the buried ruins that you encountered once many weeks ago.
I checked for Pasha Bazan.
Anyone who wishes may roll a survival check to investigate the tracks.
17.
There we go.
7.
18. From the dog.
9.
Well, Bernard did worse. Never mind.
Eve, did you make a roll?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Gary and Bard, you didn't get a good roll, right? Yours was a 7.
Yeah, 18.
Our Bard got an 18.
Oh,
Excuse me. Bard and Gary. As the 2 of you investigate the area, you see that there seem to be a number of tracks in the sand here. They mill about and then split off in different directions. Some of them going to the north, some of them going to the south, a couple of them entering the ruins ahead of you.
Mm.
And you can recall that the last time you saw people from the garden who were not in the garden, you were passing a group of civilians led by agents of the garden toward these ruins. That was the day before you guys encountered Reshabet. It looks like only a couple people entered the ruins. And you don't see
any information.
You don't see any footprints coming out of the ruins. You just see 2 sets of footprints going in.
No, I'll just describe what I see. Footprints.
Since he described what he sees, I don't know, look at them. Do they look like our footprints?
They look humanoid, yes.
But is there a way for me to tell on a 9 if they're ours?
What?
No, the other groups. Remember the other group that was coming this way?
I'm not used to edits. I'm used to lush lands that are beautiful.
You good?
Huh?
Orin, you good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You guys kind of spoke over each other for a second there, so I lost track of if you guys were on track. All right, so the ruins ahead of you again are the sort of a long rectangular building that has an entrance on either end that you can tell would have been the top of this building at one point, and that lies at the base of large craggy mountains that rise up ahead of it.
Well, let's look for an entrance to this place. This is where we were last time. Our entrance crash last time, so the gold's below us. We gotta find a way to get down there.
Trying to remember, there were creatures down there, though.
Yep.
So maybe we should send a scout ahead to see if the creatures are in that room.
Well, the creatures, didn't they come with Pasha Fazan?
Sorry, Aaron. It's hard to hear you. What was that?
Oh, hold on, I can fix that. Didn't the creatures come with Pasha Fazan?
No, weren't there creatures that were already in the temple?
When you guys went
And they
down,
were basically awakened when we got there.
yep. When you guys went down there, you heard a horde of creatures approaching you, and approaching the
I
room
thought
that you
those
were in.
came with Pasha. I thought he brought them.
No,
We ran away and we closed that door.
we bravely,
Mhm.
strategically ran away.
That's right.
Yeah, I think we should send a scout ahead to see at least that first room if there's anything in there, so that we can, kind of know what we're jumping into.
Good role play.
Thank you for volunteering, Orn.
I'm not a very stealthy person, but we have one that is.
So, Malcolm shuffles up from the from back in his cart team. He goes, "So, this be the ruins then."
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
Yep.
where's that gold at then?
Under
Below
the
your
ground.
feet. Under your feet.
Well then, nothing to it. You
We're going to send a scout to make sure it's safe, so calm down, dwarf.
safe?
Right, what if someone else is in there?
Well, look at the tracks there. Someone's already been in it, and they ain't been out.
Right, so if they're in there, they might want to fight us. Let's send a scout to see who's in there, how many's in there, are they alive or dead, and then we go
You
in.
want to be alive to enjoy the gold that you're planning on plundering, correct?
Oh, aye.
So let's make sure that we can give that the best chance possible.
Very well. Who's to be the scout then?
Well, I vote for Guppo.
I do not vote for Guppo.
Guppo
Oh,
is,
did he come with us?
Guppo is safely back at the palace. Guppo was very appreciative of the fact that everyone forgot about him.
I vote for
We
the dog.
promised him more gold.
Send the dog in there.
I think the road should go.
The rogue said she'll go.
Okay.
Oh, does the dog have something to say about it? The dog should go in.
All
We
right.
have a
The dog will talk to us and tell us
Dog
what he
can't
sees.
tell us anything. That's
Eve.
the dumbest strategy I've ever heard.
Eve.
That's not very good strategery.
Yes.
So, do you have a particular way you want to enter it, or do you just want to go down the way? Well, actually, you haven't been here before, so there are two entrances on the end of this long rectangular building.
And we'll tell her which one we went down the first time.
All right.
Where are the tracks leading?
They lead to the closest entrance.
I'll go to the closest entrance.
All right. As you do, you look down a dark, long hallway. And in the middle of it, you can see there is an even darker spot in the floor. So, as you look down this hallway, you can see the other entrance on the other side, an opening out into the daylight. This long rectangular building has a kind of a pass-through that you can see through. And in the middle of that pass-through in the floor, there's another dark spot that appears to be a gap in the flooring going down. I'm guessing you guys described how you got in there last time.
Yes, by the way, when you get in there, watch your step. It's a fall. It's about a 20, 30-foot drop.
Good thing I can fly.
Right.
All right. The drop is 30 feet down. Very good memory, Gary.
Wait, did you? Okay, before I actually go in here, yeah, okay, y'all tell me what y'all did, where y'all went, and how y'all got to the treasure.
We just dropped down and it was there.
We do an interpretive
Just
dance.
check the first room, make sure it's there, and then fly back and tell us. Should be
Yeah.
right below your feet. You
Yeah,
should
when
land on it.
it should be right there.
You land on the gold.
Andy, I'll hover down.
Okay. You can do that with your wings. Do you have any light source with you? You have dark vision, right?
I do.
All right. As you look down underneath you, you do indeed see a large pile of gold and shiny objects underneath you in the center of this room.
Okay. Looking around the room, is there another way to get down? Because I don't see how the dwarves or anyone else is getting down here unless they would just want to fall.
Do they see? Didn't we have a rope?
You had a 30.
Yeah, we used a rope last
Yeah, you
time.
guys. Malcolm has several ropes. He's more than willing to loan you a rope.
Okay, so they're going to. All right, well, I'll fly
They're
up.
setting up a small crane outside. They've unpacked one of the carts. And they're setting up a small winch system so that they
There's
can
people-
lower. They're also putting together a small cart system so that they can roll the gold out.
I don't like these dwarves.
Okay. While I'm down there in the room, do I see anyone, hear anything?
So you actually touch down on the gold.
Yes.
All right. Eve, you land in a large room. It's roughly rectangular shaped, opening about 50 feet in either direction from you and being about 40 feet wide where you are. Directly opposite you, you can see a pair of double doors in your dark vision, and you stand in a large pile of gold. As you stand here, you can notice that the floor is splattered in blood. There appears to be a couple large blood splatters on the floor. And as you look, those blood splatters are dragged away towards the double doors. The gold and several of the treasure objects appear to have been scattered around from what might have been a central pile. Looks like a struggle took place here.
How fresh does it appear?
Roll an investigate check, ma'am.
While this is happening, I do want to do a perimeter check.
Okay.
Yeah, while we're up there, we should guard.
17.
All right. Orin, roll a perception check for me, please. Eve, as you investigate this room, as you feel the blood and taste it a little bit, you realize that this blood is only a couple days old.
All right.
It's dry, but not terribly dry.
I'll walk towards I'll follow the trail to the double doors.
Okay. They are large stone doors, appear to have been part of the original construction. Meanwhile, upstairs, Orin, what's your perception check?
Mod 20.
All right. The ground here has been disturbed since the last time you were here. All around you, it looks as though the earth has been tilled up and turned up in a number of areas. It's very irregular.
Like
around
they
here.
were digging or something?
Yeah, it's almost as if dozens of small excavations took place around here and then were buried over by sand.
Did it look like they were well organized excavations or kind of just like
It appears very random.
all digging in the sand type?
Very random. Some of them are even near the building that you're in right now. But the last time you were here, you distinctly remember rolling smooth plains of sand.
Did it look like they were trying to dig down the side of the building to try to find the bottom of the building?
No, it looks like a bunch of random rock piles that have been brought to the surface of the sand and then recovered by sand. Looks like the basically a layer of limestone underneath the sand has been disturbed by some kind of digging and then abandoned, and the sand has begun to recover it.
I'm going to ask Malcolm, excuse me, Malcolm. And I'm going to point that out.
He's got a large barrel with a number of small shovels in it. And he's like selecting different shovel sizes. Aye?
Real quick. Can you discern any kind of intention from these dig sites? Like, what were they trying to do? Whoever was here, because this wasn't like this last time we were here.
Hey, looks like I don't know. Looks like a poorly managed graveyard, or some kind of badly managed archaeological dig. There's no rhyme or reason, just a bunch of holes in the ground. Who would go digging into limestone? In fact,
Good question.
it's like, now that you mention it, those limestones appear to have been tossed up, not moved around like they would with a clean excavation, as with shovels or picks. As almost as if they were exploded out of the ground. Which, incidentally, he like pulls out that small ceramic thing that you got. If you need it, I do happen to have such.
I'm gonna put my hand on it and slowly lower that.
Right then.
Maybe for another time. Just emergencies.
Eve
Aye.
could possibly use that right now.
Eve, you stand at these double doors. How do you want to go through them?
I don't necessarily want to go through them.
Right, so
kinda
you
wanna-
throw both of them open, right?
Not. I kind of want to just put my ear to it, or to the corner, to the crack, and see if I can hear anything.
Okay. As you press your ear to the corner, roll a perception check.
I'm not having much luck with 12.
Okay. As you listen through the door, you think you hear the faint sound of air moving through the hallway beyond. But other than this, you hear nothing else.
And that was Devin.
I thought it was great sound effects.
All right.
The doors do have small little gaps for your hand, so you can pull on them if you want to. They pull into the room that you're in.
I think for now I'm going to go back to everyone and report my findings from the blood and leading to the double doors, and I'm going to ask, what is behind the doors?
Folks, we have a rogue that is actually smart.
So, Eve, as you come back up on the surface, the dwarves have nearly finished the winch system that they've been constructing up here, and they're beginning to lay rails, a small cart rail, to the room that you're coming out of, so that they can just load the gold into this cart and then roll it out of the excavation.
I feel like they've done this before.
I feel like we're in a Ridley Scott film and we're about to find some aliens.
I'm just thinking of the mummy right now.
You know what you should definitely do? You should definitely go off into pairs, and then if you find something that looks suspicious, take off your suit and start trying to play with it with your hand. That never goes badly.
Andy, why do you take all the good ideas?
So anyway, I'll let dwarves and my party alike know. So the gold is down there,
But
but
the dwarves tune out. After that, they hear nothing else. Their attention is
I'm going to keep their attention, Andy.
okay.
Look at me.
Do you have enough gold?
You feel that you're
I'm
fighting.
very
You feel that you're fighting a very primal urge for them, but you're getting through to them, Eve.
Good. But there is blood from an attack. It's only a couple of days old, and it's leading to the double doors down there. And I'm going to look at my party now and be like, did y'all encounter anything? behind these double doors.
We didn't go through double doors, right? When we left.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing to be worried about. Down to the gold we go.
Well, we had something, but
Just won't go through the double doors.
Let the dwarves
No,
go.
they're not my concern. My party right now. What did y'all encounter down here?
Jackalwares.
That's it?
well, we didn't necessarily encounter anything in this room. We kind of
No.
ran from it.
We
True.
bravely, strategically ran. God.
Right. Yes, we
Bravely. So bravely.
Italian-
I have a feeling Pasha probably pulled the same trick on another group that he did on Oz, and
Yeah,
they
well,
were
we did see him not long ago leave. Like we saw
Right.
him going opposite. He was going west or something like that, while we were going east, or reverse that.
East.
Right, he was leading a group here when we were
I
on
think
the way to the
this is
garden.
probably the blood of his latest victim, so we
You
might
didn't
be in
see
a
Pasha
gap.
Faizan. You didn't see Pasha Faizan in that group. You saw a group of elves that were from the garden. They reminded you of Pasha Faizan, but you didn't see Pasha Faizan in that group.
Gotcha.
Do we want, before we allow them to dig, do we want to investigate what's behind those doors? Because
Just let
they
them
could attack us while we are down there.
I think we
I
let
say-
the dwarves go down and open the doors.
Why do we need to open the doors? Let's just get the gold and get out.
Either
Yes,
let the dwarves go down, get the gold, and that's done with, or go down, open the doors, get killed. That's done with.
Okay, well, I mean, if the doors stay closed, that's fine. But if the doors open on their own, regardless of us or the dwarves touching it, they open. If something comes out, we need to be prepared.
I say we have some posted on above where the rope is, so that we can either help pull people up if needed. Maybe have some down below to protect the dwarves, and then we'll have some outside to guard outside to warn us if anyone's coming from behind that way.
All right. Well,
I agree, except for the guard for the dwarves.
it is 8:30,
go.
ladies and gentlemen. We're going to pause here for our intermission and bathroom breaks. So, if you have a suggestion for what the party should do, please leave it in the comments. We'll be back at 8:45, and hopefully by then everyone will know where they want to go. Thank you for joining us.
All right. So, did we get any votes for what we're going to do? I think we had a few in there.
Kill the dwarf!
No. So, Pyro was asking if we should trust the dwarves. And then
For now.
Pyro also said that we should throw one of those exploding stick things, the dynamite, through the double doors. Hammerhands said just pitch a camp upstairs and let the dwarves do all the work, and then take a 50% cut when they come out. And
Yes.
that's what real upper management does.
I agree.
Uh,
Well,
I'm a
somebody
romantic.
sounds pretty smart.
the man has a point.
So
let them work.
I still pose that we put someone down towards the top of the rope, just so we can keep an eye out on the dwarves.
And I'm sure the dwarves are going to do that themselves.
Let them
Yeah,
know
but
it-
we want
And the carts.
let them
Gunnar
know
can
any
do it.
idols they find, they gotta give to us. Those gold idols that you put.
Yeah.
Right, because we worship them. Tell them that. They
No,
will
we
argue
put
with
them.
the
We put them in the hole, and you get the power up.
Don't tell them that.
Well, yes. I was telling you guys that.
We know.
Oh, why? Is
Yeah, we already know that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so we got to tell them we keep all the idols.
He was.
Right.
I understood, Gary.
Yeah,
You
so
get-
like
you-
if they come
you
across
hold on to
idols
the
when they're
gold
collecting
power.
the gold, we get
They're
those
saying
as
that
part
power.
of the deal automatically.
Our party's
So
really
I
bad at
have an idol, but I didn't know what it was.
our party's really bad at negotiating because we've already got the location. It's like, no, we will discuss terms.
All right. So, with the dwarves already heading towards the entrance, does anyone want to do anything to stop them from heading on down?
Nope.
Okay.
I gave them fair warning.
And I'm going to go to the top of where the rope is, and I'll be the scout there to
The
look
only
over
one we need is like Malcolm and maybe an apprentice, but just let the other ones die.
But that's if anything happens.
That's
Hey, Andy, can I poof down there?
Of course.
Poof
You don't
down
want
there?
me- I fly you down, but
Yeah, I'm not under pressure right now, so I could
Absolutely.
poof, right?
Yep. If you want to
Yeah.
go ahead and poof on down there, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna poof down. Take a good sniff. Little snifferoo.
Okay. Bard, you appear at the base down where the treasure is lying. In the middle of the
All right.
treasure, go ahead and roll your perception check. Or investigate, your choice.
That's a modest 20.
Ooh, okay. Bard, you smell the fresh scent of dried blood. You also smell a you also
nothing.
You also
Hey,
you also smell a lot of bones. A lot of tasty bones.
Are they coming from the double doors?
They are coming from the double doors.
crap. Bard?
All right, I'm gonna go up to the door, and I'm gonna give it a little.
Are you going to pee on the door? Mark your territory?
Yes.
Nice little sniff at the door.
The air here is so dry, Bard, it hurts your nose. Your wet little doggy nostrils are almost dried out as you suck in this very dry air here.
I'm gonna take my tongue and slap some slobber on it.
Problem fixed.
You need the create water spell.
As you do smell at this door, you get the distinct sensation that there are very, very old bones beyond this door. Very old bones. Bones that have been buried for a long time, possibly by other dogs. And
So
no
what
one
you're
has
saying,
found
they
them.
smell similar to Gary.
Oh wait. Do these smell like the bones? The other time I aggroed a bunch of bones.
Mm-hmm.
They smell a lot like undead, maybe.
A little bit of non-life people.
I'm not
Hey,
sure that
He chomped a bone of those last time.
I'm not sure that that undead bones smell different from living bones.
I don't know.
Is there not like a magic tang
I
to them?
I think they're magically taste. Magical scent.
Yeah.
They're
Like-
magically delicious.
They
Tastes
got like
like
a
metal,
little,
you know.
little sour after smell.
But
I
Bard,
was thinking like metallic taste. Magic.
Yeah.
you do recall that room where you aggroed those other bones was in this very same ruin.
Oh. Oh yeah. Do the doors open towards me, or do they open the other way based on the hinges?
Towards you.
Towards me. Okay. And are there any handles?
Mhm.
Mm,
Little half cup stone handles.
okay. Are the dwarves already down here?
Behind you. Behind you, you can hear a pallet being lowered on the winch. A couple of dwarves stand on either side of the pallet, large pots next to them, as their eyes are large as saucers, looking down at the large pile of gold.
I guess just ignore whatever the rogue said up top, huh, Bard? Just go through the double doors. Huh.
Can we get one of these and put it on
He's
him?
going to poof out.
I've been saying that forever.
And
Hey, all right. Do the dwarves have like any just sticks, or can I go grab a pickaxe from one of them?
So they're not on the ground yet. The platform is about halfway to the floor. You've got about 2 rounds before it reaches the floor.
Okay, so theoretically I could poof up to its platform snag a pickaxe and poof down as a bonus action
Yes.
within 12 seconds.
Would
Yep.
you have to roll for that since you're doing it within a time constraint?
I mean, I guess you could do that. It's one action per round, so yeah.
Bonus action, right?
The bonus, the poofing is a bonus action, right? Yes.
Yeah. Because, yeah, all right. So I'm going to poof up there and snag one of their pickaxes. Wait. Before I do this, I'm assuming that the door has, like, pull handles.
I said there are notches in the door.
They're like little half circles in the door where you can put your hand in and pull.
Oh, okay. How big is the gap under the door?
It's about an inch.
Okay. Do the dwarves have like any axes, or does it look like I could wedge like a pickaxe into between the floor and the door, or some kind of wedge
Sure.
that they have? All right. I'm gonna grab something as close to that in my mouth and poof down there and try and shove it into that little.
All right. You poof
How
up to that.
effective can you be?
You poof up onto the lowering, the lowering platform, which begins to swing with the added weight. In the center of the platform is a large bucket with a variety of tools that have been stuffed into it. Bard grabs onto. What do you grab onto? There's a pickaxe. You got a shovel. You got a couple rakes.
I imagine probably a pickaxe
All right.
because you like shove part of that under there to wedge. I don't know.
Bard wraps his teeth around the pickaxe and rolls to teleport out of there.
Pyro had a good question. If
That's 5.
No one did. Bard reappears at the door, pickaxe in his mouth.
Okay, and I'm gonna try and shove the pickaxe,
The point
the wedge end in
under the door.
under the door.
All right, which door? It's a double door. So which door?
I guess the right door.
There you go. All right.
The right one.
Are
Wait,
we?
Right.
There you go. Good
Have
choice.
party members down there yet?
I'm at the top.
Bard,
Just watching.
you successfully wedge the end as you hear the dwarfs going, "What in the hell?" from behind you as their platform
Oh,
touches
you
down.
know what? I know exactly what he's doing.
Okay. I guess I don't have enough time to rinse repeat for the other door before they touch the ground, right?
No.
Are you locking it?
Yeah, I am trying to create a wedge, so if they try and push it open,
Yep.
it's going to get stuck.
I
He's
thought he
on the
was
floor.
trying to open it.
Nope.
Okay.
Doing something useful?
Very close.
He's actually being a good boy. You hear me yell?
Boy!
You're not there. You're upstairs.
I said it. I can see him. I'm at the rope.
Yeah,
You can see it 30 feet down.
Yeah, there's a stone chasm that you can't see
Yeah.
through, Orin. You're up here. There's a stone
I've got
chasm,
vision.
and the dwarves just entered the room down here. All right,
Mac had to make an appearance.
Ham.
Aw, way to
Bard,
go, boy.
As you wedge this pickaxe into the door, the sound of metal scraping on stone echoes in the chamber beyond. You're like,
Fool of a cook.
you hear that as you're jamming the thing with your front paws, locks in place. There's a moment of silence, and then the sound of the cart slamming onto the pile of gold as gold coins and pieces of 8 go flying across the room. The barrel full of tools vibrates around, making a large clanking sound in the middle of the room as the two dwarves land, jump off of it and land, planting both their feet, and they go, "Guard!" the top of their little dwarven lungs.
All right, I'm going to rush over there and go for another pick
All right.
while they're yelling.
As
I
your
got a
feet
bone.
As your
with you.
feet skitter across the cobbles, sending pieces of gold sliding across the floor, you hear the sound of cracking coming from behind you. Large cracking, as if many twigs were rustling in the breeze. So many, you think you can hear them through the doors. upstairs and outside the tomb, the air begins to have a bit of a breeze to it. Any of you who are standing outside the ruins begin to notice that there are small little dust devils beginning to twirl around the area. Just little bits of wind picking up the sand and tossing it. And then it begins to spin a little bit more, and then a little bit more. There is definitely a wind that's picking up around here. And yet as you look off on the horizon, you can see that the dunes are smooth all around on the desert. It's the sand here. The sand around this ruin is beginning to billow in the wind, and beginning to rise in a gale.
I think the dog did something.
Don't think it was a dog this time.
Gary, what are you doing?
Gary's observing this little mini dust tornado or something.
Yes, maybe.
All right. You see that Cyclops has pulled her glaive off of her back. She holds it in both of her hands, and she backs up so that half of her body is shielding you.
Well, she's on horseback with me, right?
Are the two of you still on horseback?
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you guys had dismounted. She edges her horse a little bit closer to you. Melusine. Bernab was assisting the dwarves in making sure that the wench system was ready, but now he stands at the mouth of the ruins, and he's eyeing the billowing sand that blows around you. What are you doing?
Well, I don't want it to ruin the headdress or mess up my hair. So
Priorities.
I'm probably going to edge a little closer to being indoors. But I don't particularly want to go down.
All right, so there are two entrances into this ruin. One at the south end and one at the north end. All the dwarves were gathered around the south one, so unless you guys tell me otherwise, I'm going to assume you're all coming at it from the south side.
How far away is the north one?
It's 80 feet.
Through the blowing sand.
You'd have to go around or through the passageway. There's a 10-foot gap in the middle of the passageway.
You know what? I'm just going to go down there.
All right. Bernab assists you as you approach the rope, and you can see that the platform is being raised up. The dwarves are working the crank, and they pull the roughly 4-foot by 4-foot platform up through the 10-foot gap.
I'm going to... Oh, go ahead.
You can hear the sound of dwarves clinking gold, singing a dwarven mining song coming from... It's echoing from the ruins below.
I'm going to yell at them to shut up.
I think they probably can't hear you. They're quite loud.
I'm going to pout.
You're going to pout?
Sounds all right.
Yeah, I'm pouting on the platform.
All right, so
as it goes down, and when I get to the bottom, I'm going to use this headdress to get their attention and yell at them again.
All right, Bernab is on the platform with you. The two of you are headed down. Orn, what are you doing?
Cluster.
The wind's getting strong enough to bite with the sand blowing out here. And it's as you look out into the sand here that you see that some of these dust devils that are turning out here are now digging into the earth. They're disturbing the sand and disturbing the limestone rocks that are spread out here as they begin to dig into
Does it
the earth.
remind you? Is there a connection with what I saw earlier?
Looks a lot like that.
And does it feel like whatever this is non-natural?
Unnatural?
Unnatural. That's the word.
Orn, you're not aware of any time that you've ever seen tornadoes intentionally dig at the earth in one location, or a sandstorm come out of nowhere but not affect any of the dunes around it.
And do I feel like it's trying to push us inside?
That is all on you.
Okay. I mean, I guess I'm gonna make sure that whoever's trying to go down gets down safely, and I'm gonna be ready to. There's not a way to get around to on top of this door, right? It's like just a straight drop off. There's no like side walls that I could shimmy around to the other side on top, like above the door, the double doors.
Are you down in the hole, or are you up? I thought you were
No,
upstairs.
I've been at the top of where the rope is.
Yeah. So there's only
So
one
I'm
door
wondering-
near you.
Yeah, the double doors is down below, right, in the pit.
Yes.
Yes, downstairs in the ruins.
And there's no like walkways or like catwalks or anything like that that would lead to above where that door is.
Well, you're not down
Is
there.
He's talking about the top edges around the top of the room,
To get above the door.
like a ledge that he could shimmy across on the.
On the wall.
On what wall?
Okay, so you know how there's the entrance into the room. I think.
So
Yeah.
imagine this is the pit, right? And they're down in the pit. The double doors right here. Is there a way to get on top above the double doors?
The double doors are in the. The room is.
Hole in the ground, not like a thing that you can go like climb out onto a ledge.
Okay, so that's a no.
All right, so the room is
That's how
like
Creed
that.
was.
You guys are coming down into the middle of the room on the top of a pile of gold.
Gotcha. So it's kind of like
okay.
Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, kind of dropping down.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
I was a little confused on how that was. So,
You just put it on the table.
in that case, I'll drop down. If everyone else is going down, I'll drop down.
Okay.
Shimmy, shimmy, that's it to me now.
That actually works out pretty well. I think I'll start doing that. I'll just start drawing the maps out, and then I can hold them up and show them. Because normally I'd actually do it on the board here, but that would mean I'd have to switch between the battle map and the.
Use permanent marker to do it. Shows up better.
I don't think I'm going to do that, Gary.
I couldn't see the pencil.
He's saying on the paper.
Oh.
He's getting real into his hair. He can no longer see.
Please permanent marker your
my dry erase board.
No, instead of a pencil, you just use a marker on the paper.
So
I could barely see it when you held it up.
Gary, Durko, Cyclops, and her horse. You guys
Well,
are.
it looks like everyone left us. Okay, I guess we gotta go.
So Malcolm and a few other dwarves are standing up here next to the winch system with an increasing look of concern on their faces.
I told you.
They've laid out several urns as if they're preparing to fill them with the contents of the treasure from below, but they're looking at this rising gale and they're like wrapping bits of linen around their face. And Malcolm looks and goes, "Did this happen the last time you were here?"
Oh, no, the last time we were here, we got kicked in the butt and we fell down and then betrayed.
Well, we made out with a lot of gold.
However, he was possessed by evil jackal magic and we broke it, so now it should be okay.
Hey,
But we made out with a lot of gold.
the weather's getting bad.
We also left with a lot of gold.
I'm thinking I might wait in the mouth of the ruins here. You might want to, stow your horses there.
Well, I suppose we can take cover a little bit, but
The
we
wind
should
is
stay
getting
up here.
the wind is getting strong enough. You're actually having trouble staying on your mount, and the horses are beginning to whinny and neigh as the wind bites at them.
Let's get in the entrance here.
All right, the entrance is wide enough for the horses to stand two abreast, and as they do, you are standing inside the mouth of this ruin here, and as you look out into the sandstorm, you can see shapes rising from the earth. Roughly humanoid figures stand in the storm, rising,
Oh, crap.
pulling themselves out of the earth. seemingly being torn from the ground by these small cyclones. Their bones are pulled out of the air and then they coalesce together in a skeletal shape that sort of twitches and begins to mark a path around the ruin.
Gary's gonna start yelling, "Help! Help! Oh, boss!" As loud as he can.
To whom?
Just down to the tunnel.
Okay.
Hopefully it echoes and ricochets down in there.
Orn, as you begin to head down the rope after Melusine and Bernab, or I guess you can ride down on the same platform as Bernab and Melusine.
I guess.
Bard, with your pickaxe in hand, pickaxe in mouth, you head back to the door.
Yes. I go to the left door. Left side.
Strong side.
Left side.
All right. Bard, roll me an athletics check.
Okay. Is this to just, run over to the door or to shut the thing in the door?
This is to reach the door.
Oh. How's about a 12?
As you reach the door, as you are sliding the pick in, the door shakes, begins to creak open. Behind you, it begins to slide open smoothly. As
Even with the wedge?
As you jam the pickaxe in, and you've jammed it in, and there's about 2 inches of gap between the door. And as you look, skeletal fingers with a blue glow around them creep around the door and begin to press against the door. Behind you, behind you, the dwarves sing a merry tune, celebrating their golden haul.
I bark over at him like, guys!
Do you say that?
No, but that's how I bark though.
Okay.
Rawr.
They like a couple of them. They both like they're filling the sack full of gold. And look over. Oh, which is what you hear as the door begins to press inward, and you hear a distinct woomph from the other side of the door.
I'm gonna grab some clothes when I get back.
So, as the platform lowers down into the center of the room, Bard, you're staring at this door that is beginning to shake, and you're seeing additional fingers begin to claw around the edges of it. Looks like there are at least 4 people on the other side of this door, and now the right door is shaking too.
Great. I'm gonna go find the oh shit door that I found last time.
Yep.
And start. Was there like a light fixture that we hit to like open that up?
That was a sconce, a torch sconce on the wall.
I'm gonna go over there and start like looking for the door. Like, where was it? It's been a few weeks.
The door was on the it's on the north wall.
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be like Nazi zombies. We're gonna lead them on a run. Just gotta get a circle going.
In a train.
Yeah.
Format.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna go try and find and open that door.
We're on a train on some zombies.
All right, Bard, you find the door. The 2 dwarves are standing near their pile of gold. One of them begins to shout up the shaft as the platform lowers with Melusine, Bernab, and Orn, and that slams onto the pile of gold that the dwarves have begun to clear. One of the dwarves is like, "Hey, that'll be dead folk." And the other one reaches into the barrel and he pulls out a small cylinder. A small little shiny cylinder with a small little fuse on top of it. He's like starts trying to strike a match on it.
I support this. I support it.
All right. After a moment, he gets a light, and the small little fuse begins to sparkle, and he hurls it at the door.
Oh my god!
Throw it inside!
Suddenly, the door explodes in a fiery inferno. You hear chunks of stone.
Oh, idiots.
These are miners?
Yep.
Miners, not miners.
Yeah.
Jeez.
They look full grown. As they
Mine not mine ors.
They're major miners.
miners, not miners. So he carefully threw this with expert skill, and it slid right to the floor in between the twin pickaxes and just obliterated both those doors. You hear a ricochet as it goes down the tunnel on the other side of the door, and after a moment, the dust begins to clear,
here.
and you see glowing blue forms out in the corridor beginning to stand in the hallway. The dwarf's like wiping his fingers. He goes,
Fool of a
Hey.
dwarf.
Do it again.
we only had the one.
Oh my
What
god.
good are you?
Well, solve the ones at the door then. He like picks up a large pickaxe. Come on
You
then!
want this?
This gold be ours!
All right, I'm going to let the dwarves go first.
All right, so
First line of defense.
with that,
I will say that looking for a good fight, I'm going to be running alongside the dwarves.
I'm going to wait behind the dwarves and just watch for a while, and then I'll join in.
okay, so we're going to transition over into our battle map. Tis time for
Just roll
battle.
that. 2 nat 20s. I just wasted 2 nat 20s.
No, you can save those. Save them.
No, you can't just keep rolling and then save the roll.
How do you save nat 20s?
Like
Control, Alt, Save. Control
No.
S.
like how you used to try and run, like we'd go ahead and roll for our turn so that once you got
yeah.
that's
Are
how
there two? Are there two?
I thought we couldn't do that
different
anymore.
stages?
We stopped doing that.
Yeah, I got in trouble for doing that.
Yeah.
If I can't do it, nobody can. I am Melusine.
Are you going to get your name like changed? Because you should.
I mean, Melusine Mundy sounds great.
Eminem.
Melly Monday.
Melly Mundy. That's adorable. I love it.
All right. I think everyone's where they're supposed to. Yes, good. All right, cool. The cameras are working. I gotta go grab some minis, and I will be right back.
Do we have two battle scenes here? Like there's an upstairs battle happening and a downstairs?
There will be if you stay upstairs.
Oh.
It's dynamic.
Please hold.
Okay.
What'd you ask?
All right, guys, we have to keep this entertaining. So,
Half.
Check.
Everyone's down there.
Why is your
No.
face so red? It's so bothering me.
What's
Jonathan
bothering
looks
you?
sunbur- Jonathan looks sunburned.
Well, you,
I'm pretty sure I am.
and
I
you look.
was,
Never mind.
I was
How?
out on the. I was out on the porch yesterday.
He was front porch picking.
Front porch picking with my guitar.
It's
You're up.
guitar.
Sunburned from sitting on a porch. That's kind of
Yeah, it
sad.
doesn't take much. The sun just kind of like glances at me and like,
Wear a hat, man.
Real life vampire.
We need to get
Yeah.
you a straw hat, Jonathan.
Didn't you have one?
well, by God, I used
I have one. You can have it.
On the porch with your straw hat
And your
and
banjo.
your pipe.
You need to wear the straw hat, my medieval plague mask, and strum your banjo at the same time.
You know, we need to
That'd
get
make
some
an epic
overalls too.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Shoot it, Devin.
Where's this tiger at? Where's
I think I'd make some people in the apartment complex uncomfortable. And by some people, I mean everybody.
Good. They'll
Look,
stay
I knew
away
you
from
were
you,
in
which is
Georgia.
what you
Why didn't
want.
you go to that Georgia?
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding,
We
ding.
teleported to Cleveland.
We might get something scared around here.
Yeah. Banjo
Yeah.
battle between the apartment complexes.
That would kind of be awesome. You can make
Yeah.
that one into
Hey,
like
we
a-
saw Italy do it with their lovely music.
Yeah.
And then all the videos of fake songs.
I'm Italian.
I am shocked he is lying here.
Finally.
He wants to be
He was
on.
just laying there. Just
This is our dog, Mac. Everyone say hi.
He's so
Max is
sweet.
Hi.
Please
Boy.
don't disturb him.
Mm-mm.
I need you to come borrow him and bring him for a walk around the pasture.
No, 'cause you'll give him corona.
Dogs can't get it.
Stupid.
Yeah, I think pets
She ain't
can
going-
get-
Dogs
I
can't.
thought they could. I thought dogs and cats were safe.
I think dogs are safe, cats are not.
I'm pretty sure there's
A tiger got it. A
I mean,
tiger.
the cat's gonna kill you one way or the other.
Guys, Facebook definitely said the dogs can get it. That proves it.
Well,
Hey,
I'll
it
make a little
must be
mask.
true.
I'll make a little mask for Mac, and I'll have one for me.
That's called a muzzle.
Touche. I'll wear a mask.
That's also
And-
called a muzzle.
You know how easy it was for me to deliver those treats to your apartment? I'm gonna shit in a bag and set it on fire and put it on your porch, Devin.
Please don't, because I'll have to end up cleaning.
That's
it
true.
up.
I don't want to do
Alright.
that to Alexis.
In this round of combat, who will be rolling
You're lucky
against
he's there.
me?
Put on the Toyota, then he'll have to clean it.
Perfect.
I'll roll the first initiative.
I'm gonna call where you work
Card.
every day.
And
I'll just ask you to order pizza.
Eve, did you go
That's
down
fine.
with
I'll order some pizza, and I'm gonna make you deliver it every time, and I'm gonna cough in your general direction.
You actually can't request a driver. So
You can if you pay enough.
boys and girls?
I'm now
Eve.
Melusine.
Eve, did you go
Yes.
down? Did you go down with Orn? Did you go down down into the cavern?
I know what you meant. Well, yeah, I did.
Okay.
After I heard them say, "What the hell?" I flew down like, "What?"
Okay, that is where everyone is at, and coming in through the doorway. I'm gonna have to get some darker markers. I don't know why those are not coming through clear.
Actually, I'm up against the wall somewhere.
That's right. Bard's
Desperately
over
looking
here.
for the secret passageway.
Yep, Bard is over there. All right, who's gonna roll?
chaotic K9. I'm rolling the first initiative.
Chaos Canine.
Did you roll higher than a 1?
Yes.
Bad Devin.
Congratulations.
Oh boy. I'd like to thank the Academy.
Oh, boy.
Okay, on their part, for their part, the skeletons, unhindered by a door, now charge into the room. One slamming straight into Orn, another into Orn, another into Bernab, and the other one, I'll go into Orn as well. What the hell? All right, so
That's fun.
a group of skeletons enters the room. Behind them, you see other skeletons gathering out in the hallway. All right, so 2 of them are going to go for Bernab. One of them deals Bernab a terrible blow, and Bernab will take 16 points of damage.
What do you roll?
Nat 20.
Ugh.
And the other 2 are going at Orn.
Okay, well, he rolled 16 damage.
He doubled his damage.
Okay, well, Bernard's out.
Bernab's out.
Yep.
Did you
Hey,
remember?
Andy, it's weird. I can't see your face.
You can't.
Oh.
I look at the Twitch thing.
Oh.
We can see
Yeah.
part of your face
Because-
on Twitch.
Discord does not.
You're
Oh,
We can see part of your face on.
It's all good.
there. I just have to remember to stand back a little bit. All right, so Bernab.
On the back of the head.
Did you remember to level him, Melusine?
I thought they were supposed to stay at half of what we were.
Yes. So but you moved him up, right?
I mean, yeah, but he's not the level we are.
Right.
But yeah, he moved it up.
Okay. Cool. So Bernard. I don't know why I'm tracking that. I shouldn't be tracking that.
We have people in the chat voting for a TPK here.
That is.
Whatever, that's just Munchkin.
One person in the chat is voting for TPK.
Now, you guys said the last fight was really easy, so I went back to the drawing board and
Hey, like I said, my backup.
I have
is
tried
ready
to step it up.
love her.
And if I need to, if I need to kill all 5 of you and make one of you, like, I don't know, become an undead minion, and I just run a roleplay campaign for only for Melusine, I'm willing to do that.
What?
Melusine can just blind the undead. Like,
That's right, you know.
Christy so white.
Devin, stop being mean.
because they have eyes, functioning eyes.
Okay, so first one, the first 2 had their attacks.
Bard the undead.
Orn,
dog.
you're wearing the armor, right? The armor I gave you?
Oh, hellhound.
Hellhound. Okay.
Orn,
What was that?
you're wearing the armor, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Does a 15 hit you?
No.
Didn't think so. All right. The two of them scrape rusty weapons across you and doesn't have any effect. However, that is their action, and with that, it will be over to Melusine. This is nice. You guys are all laid out left to right here, so I can easily do this one way and the other. Ah, it's perfect.
I am going to attempt some magic. We'll see how this goes. Actually, the first bit of magic I want to cast is going to be Mage Armor on myself.
Selfish.
Always a strong choice.
Look, I know where my strengths lie.
Why not me? We've been
Do I
so
need to
nice
roll
together.
control for that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I got a 2.
Ooh! Oh boy! Oh boy!
You cast mage armor on the enemy.
Oh, good! I'm the worst wizard ever!
Yes.
Okay.
I'm never doing this.
What
I'm
level-
never doing this class again.
What level spell is that, Melusine?
1.
Aw.
I ain't that dumb.
Oh well. It could have been really cool.
Next time,
So-
I'm sure.
You fail to cast the spell and nothing happens. You lose the spell slot for it. All right. And with that, it's over to Gary. Orn, you're on deck.
Hello. Gary, he's
As you
not
look
down
out
there.
into the storm, Gary, you can see that these skeletal forms are beginning to approach your call for aid. But they stand in a ring.
We'll help you.
They stand in a ring 10 feet from the entrance in the storm as the sand billows through their bones, and they just stare at you. And you realize that there's a little bit of a stone lip there. They don't appear willing to step across it.
Huh. I knew they were scared of me. You see that? Call them to stop in their tracks. Scared of an orc when they got close.
Dark Eye
I'm looking at Malcolm then, and I'm
Malcolm is holding onto a long tube object, and it's got like a metallic tube to it that's wider at one end. It has a wooden handle at the other end. And it's got a bunch of weird hook-shaped contraptions on the back of it.
well, it doesn't appear they're coming in here. Something about this place.
Hey, would seem we've stumbled into some form of arcane ritual.
Well,
I'm sure it has nothing to do with that strange dog that's always getting into all manner of problems.
oh, well, he never causes problems. Definitely can't be him. I'm gonna hop off the horse, no, I already hopped off. I'm gonna summon my hex weapon in my hand in the form of a two-handed bone blade.
The skull glows briefly beside you, and suddenly the blade appears in your hand.
I'm just gonna take a swing at one of the skeletons and see if it reacts.
You're gonna have to step out into the storm to do this.
I have a 10-foot reach.
Oh, you do have a 10-foot reach. Yeah, you should be able to do. Okay, I take it back. Go ahead.
Just gonna cleave at one of its heads. Or one of their heads. a 22 to hit it.
Oh yeah. Gary, you slam into it. How much damage do you do?
I'll just take the. So 9.
9 damage. You cave in its rib cage, cracking one of its arms, and it staggers back into the sandstorm. And out of from nowhere, you see a cyclone wing down to it and pull the bones back into its form, and it recoalesces. And you can see that you can see the bones grit in its jaw as the little teeth reform onto its jaw in a grin.
I'm gonna kind of look at Malcolm and Cyclops and we shouldn't go out there.
Couple of the skeletons.
Let's go check on the others.
Couple of the skeletons step forward with shovels from the dwarven cart. They begin to dig into the sand, and they begin to toss sand towards the mouth of the entrance. Couple of them grab a few of those urns, and they like start dragging them through the sand while they're looking at you. They just walk forward to that 10-foot gap and just start emptying the sand while they're looking at you.
I'm going to use my cloak and start fanning the sand back towards them. Use my cloak and... Get away!
I'll come up there and thunder wave it back at them.
Let's check on the others. Just maybe try to peer down there and see what's going on.
Orn, the two skeletons in front of you are about to be joined by more skeletons coming from behind them. Bard is scratching at the wall just to your left, and Bernab falls to the ground just to your right, leaving Melusine completely exposed. Your protective instincts kick in!
And I throw her at them.
Eve, you're on deck. Interesting move. I think you might have advantage. She's not expecting it.
If I die, you know what comes next, Andy.
Don't worry. You'll be the last one.
All right, so I am going to, as my first action, because are they bones, like complete bones, or do they have flesh on them?
There is absolutely no flesh on them.
Okay,
these bones.
So I'm going to dragon.
There is a bluish magic that plays between the bones that you can tell is kind of like binding them together.
All right, I need them to make a dex save because I'm going to dragon breath them with ice, and then I'm going to action surge after that.
Okay.
So dex save.
Dragon's breath.
How many can you hit?
It's a 15-foot cone.
I think that means you can hit 3 of them in front of you.
That's fine with me.
That'll be sporting. No. The top score was an 11.
Woo, that's barely like DC 12. All right. That actually might need to be upped. Might be DC 13 now. Anyways, so they're going to take 10 points of ice damage.
Okay.
And I'm going to action surge and attack one of them with both my weapons.
Orn, you shatter all 3 of the skeletons that stood in front of you. They crumble to the ground. There's still one standing over the body of Bernab. Can you move and action surge, or is it just? Well,
I haven't done my movement action,
that's
so
right.
yes.
Yep.
So I'll move to that one that knocked Bernard down.
Yep. Your attack, sir.
9's the highest.
That does not hit, no sir.
All right.
Eve. You see the 3 skeletons covered in ice crumble to the ground, the blue magic that surrounds them dissipating, and the bones clattering to the floor. And then Orn swings over towards the other one and misses. Bard is scratching at the wall behind you.
How many more are there?
There is one in the room, and you can hear movement in the hallway.
And the door is completely gone, correct?
The door is demolished.
It's great.
It's a walkway now. An arch.
The way is open. We cannot get out. They are coming.
The dead keep it. The way is shut.
Goodness. I don't know what to do.
Just attack something.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm gonna do any good.
Just do it.
Alright, no, I want to fly at one of them and kick its head off like a soccer ball.
There we go.
Yes.
Okay.
Use your inspiration.
Yes.
What's my die?
One D6.
That's a D6.
Roll a d6.
Alright, what do I need to roll for that?
I'll give you. That's a. So you want to fly at it and kick its head off, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be a D6 on your attack. What's your strength mod?
It is +1.
Okay. You know it'll be really hard to pull this off, but you could do it. So go ahead and roll your attack.
Alright. So I need to roll for which strength?
You're going to roll an attack, and that's going to be with your strength modifier.
Okay, plus my inspiration.
Yep.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Melusine, are you drinking wine?
No, I'm pouring water into a wine glass because I use my
Nat
wine
20.
glass for a teacup.
Wow.
Hey, guys.
Well, that was the condition. That was the parameter. Eve, unfurling her wings, leaps over Orn and smacks her knee right into the head of this skeleton, snapping it off as the bones tumble to the floor. Do you want to land behind it?
Yes.
Okay.
Hero.
What kind of pose?
Sure, I'll land it.
Okay. Of course. So bad on the knees. All right.
Not my knees.
As that skeleton falls to the ground, Bard, it's your action. Holy smokes.
All right. How far is that pile of bones from me?
Which pile of bones? The one that Orn killed?
Yeah, the closest pile of bones.
Are you about to go dig one up?
Oh, less than 15 feet?
Bury it?
Get
All
the
right,
femur. That's
so
the biggest.
theoretically, I could go there and back with my one movement, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. I'm gonna go run over there, grab a bone for my anxiety, and then I'm gonna go back. I'm just trying to find some place to go hide it, you know. Now that I'm truly motivated.
I forgot about the pillars. All right, so Bard, you've got the bone, and you're going to run back to where you are with the bone in your mouth. And with that, it will be a new round of initiative. Who rolls?
How'd I do with finding the door?
Ew.
Oh, the door? You're certain you know where the door is, but you can't reach the iron sconce.
I can't reach it?
No, it's up on the wall. Last time you had to get someone to reach it for you. And as you do so, you recall no one has pet you or fed you today, Bard.
I pet him before we left when he dug up that sapphire.
That was 2 days ago.
Wait.
Oh,
Bonus
that's right.
action. I want to poof dive bomb on top of the sconce.
Okay, roll your d6.
All right.
Roll the d6.
Should he also roll luck for it not to impale him?
Nah.
No, it doesn't work. I'm just.
So all of you can see Bard. He's like leaping at the sconce over there, not getting anywhere. Who's rolling initiative?
I'll roll it again.
Don't roll a 1.
1.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
Wow, I rolled really low, but
Even that.
the dice gods have spoken. So,
Because I rolled 2 nat 20s earlier for nothing.
yep, one sec.
I guess I did better go get my banjo. Gotta keep the show going on for you.
I'm gonna really start drinking if you do that.
To entertain while we wait for more news.
A glowing ethereal figure.
Very well put together.
A glowing ethereal figure appears in the corridor.
You sound different.
Yeah.
You're more distant.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be because I forgot to. Well, never mind. Anyway, so a glowing ethereal figure appears in the corridor. A glowing ethereal figure appears in the corridor and begins to float down the hall behind the two skeletons that charge forward to engage Orn. So these two are going to come to here.
I'm engaged, people.
He's
This,
floating like a necromancer.
yep. This figure glows a radiant green as she floats between the corridors, and she has a wail to her speech as her jaw distends down to halfway down her chest. And she says, "The pact was made. Lives for the gold. 2 in, 2 out. No pact has been kept, and now the architect is dead, and I will never see it again." And she throws back her head and screams, "I need Orn, I need Eve, I need Melusine, and I will roll for the 2 dwarves. All of you need to make a Constitution saving throw."
Is Thoric with us or no?
I'm gonna use.
I'll put Thoric with
I feel
you.
like he might have went to rescue Bernard.
Hey Andy, what does the dog hear this scream?
I'm
Is this,
sorry, Bard. You of course will need to make a Constitution save. I forgot you were there. But Thoric is up with Gary, and he will swing down the rope this turn.
I'm using my inspiration die on this, just letting it be known.
All right. One of the dwarves seizes his ears and collapses to the ground on his knees. He's still up, but he's like incoherently holding onto his head, being rattled.
Out of 10.
Eve?
Yeah, Eve got a 10.
All right, Eve, you are incapacitated this round.
Ugh.
I got an 18.
17.
This is why you have to be careful where you set things, Andy. Cover things up. All right, Bard, you got a 17, you said?
Yes, sir.
Bard is fine. Eve is incapacitated. Orn, what'd you get?
9.
9. Orn is incapacitated this round. Melusine, what'd you get?
18.
18. 18, you're peachy keen. All right, so the other dwarf. Do I really not have a... No, I do. All right. I forgot about the dwarf miniatures. Those are on the project desk. So,
This entire time.
well, the who?
What have the dwarves been doing this entire time?
Okay, so 5 of the dwarves were upstairs with Gary and Cyclops and Thoric manning the winch.
I've been down.
2 of the dwarves were down here. Fortunately, you brought 2 of the dwarves, and fortunately, you brought one of the dwarves that had a grenade with him. So,
The only grenade.
all right, so this dwarf is down. Actually, he's incapacitated. He's not down. All right, he is seizing his head in pain. All right, so with that, it will be... So that's her action, and the 2...
So
One of them-
we're not dead. We're just deafened.
You're incapacitated, which means you can move, but you're... actually, you can't move. You can't move, you can't speak, and you can't attack. So you're.
So what can we do?
I don't remember off the top of my head what the incapacitated condition is. It just says
Roll to seduce the banshee.
Hey, girl.
Do it.
I want to do that. I want to see if I can seduce the banshee.
I don't know about seducing undead creatures.
you can't take actions or reactions. That's the incapacitated state. So you
So
can
what's that?
you can still see and you can still hear. They're not like blinded. You can just be aware of what's happening.
Are we going to be able to do like con saves to break this?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. At the end of the next round. All right. So one of the skeletons is going to attack Orn. He doesn't have advantage. Oh man, he rolls a natural 1. The other skeleton. Oh yeah, the other skeleton rolls an 18 to hit you, Orn.
Yep.
Yep. All right. So you take 8 points of slashing damage from a rusty blade as he manages to drag it across one of the only gaps in your armor.
No, what was it?
And that.
Yep. I get a D4 to my next melee attack.
All right. So Thoric is going to activate, and he's going to grab onto the rope. Hearing that Bernab has fallen, he's going to grab onto the rope and slide down. He's going to make an athletics check for that.
Yes.
He makes it! And Thoric slams onto the platform next to Melusine here. Another action pose with his stubby little dwarven feet. And he will use Healing Word on Bernab. Just a D8. Oop. Bernab is back up. Melusine, can you give Bernab 6 hit points, please?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. And with that, it is over to Bard, followed by Eve. You're on deck.
All right. I'm going to stop jumping for the sconce, and I'm going to look over at the main causeway, see that Orin's getting attacked over there, and I'm just going to strut over there and spit out my bone and ring my bell in slow-mo and bark a thunder wave down the hallway at him.
Oh.
Okay. So you're
Thunderwave.
gonna be right next to Orin, right?
Yeah.
He sit next.
No, like a cone from me. Like I'm running up to him and trying to
Oh.
push everything down
Okay.
the hallway.
I
Away
take
from
this
Yeah.
back.
Down the hallway. Got it.
I hate the dog.
Everyone blames the dog. You ate my homework.
We didn't blame him this time.
We were about to until we figured out what was happening.
I always blame him.
Okay. So
Alright. What are the DC saves, Andy? That is I think a dex. Is it a dex?
is it a dex save?
Yeah, let's do dex. Sorry if somebody knows it's a con. It's either con or dex.
Awesome. All right. Cool.
Play dex.
Con save.
Con save.
Con
Fine.
save. One of the
Yep.
skeletons plants his feet, Bard, and just doesn't even move. Just like leans into the undulating sound. The other one fails it entirely. So how much damage does he suffer?
What about they'll
ba-
both suffer damage.
So the Banshee has advantage on her save,
Okay.
and she also is completely unfazed by this.
Okay. So
Because I can only
the
roll
one that
natural 20s on my saves, apparently.
So did the one that fail, was it the one in front of Orin?
The one in front of
Or-
you.
Which is the one in front of Orin,
There,
right?
there are two in front of Warren.
Okay, so one of them gets pushed back 10 feet down the hall.
How much damage does he
Down
suffer?
the hall. Say what?
How much damage does he
Oh,
suffer?
12, and then the other two who passed suffer 6.
Right. He is obliterated, and a series of bones go skittering down the hallway.
Don't go chasing.
And I'm going to poof back over to the wall with my bonus action.
Roll your checks, sir.
I am a faithful dog.
There you go.
Staying
There you
Orin's
go.
side.
All right, really holding it together there.
Oh, hey, what's up, man?
Wait, did you
Okay.
really?
Fuck! Just thought I'd
I'm
try this
incapacitated. There's a weird voice in my head.
There was another
Yeah, that's number 2.
It's all right.
All right. So, The glowing woman. Oh wait, wow. Sorry.
Yeah, you get to everybody.
Eve,
Straight back to your door.
Eve, it's your
Wow,
initiative. Orn.
Steam killers kicking in.
Yep. It's way too late for that. Eve, it's your initiative, ma'am. Orn, you're on deck.
All right, so just the con save.
This is gonna be yes, ma'am, a con save. Excuse me. I don't know why it's spaz out there.
Woo, 18.
18. You pull yourself together, Eve, and as you feel the sound fading from your ears, you regain your focus.
Can I do
It's
anything or?
It's the end of her round, so you get to save at the end of your round. Orn. What'd you get?
Below what I got last time?
Oh, okay, never mind. Excuse me. With that, it'll be over to Gary. Eve, Mel, you're on deck.
What is Thork doing?
He already healed Bernard.
Pay attention.
Well, I guess we were making our way down there too, right? The rest of us, and the dwarves.
Yep, you guys can climb down this round. Thork's already slid down the rope, so Gary, if you want to roll an athletics check, you can slide down. I'll roll for Cyclops.
Can I piggyback on Cyclops?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Her massive arm, she grips the rope, and you kind of grab onto her. She doesn't even sag at all. Just slides down this rope like a boss. All right, Cyclops slams onto the floor here behind Bard, and Gary's gonna land right next to her. Nice little clumped group there. All right, that was your move action. Do you have any action you want to take this round?
Am I in range of? Can I see the wailing?
Oh yeah,
lady?
she's standing right there in the middle of the hallway. She wears an ancient elven outfit that.
All right, I'm gonna hold this. I still have my my bone glaive here, and I'm gonna kind of point it toward her like I'm aiming a cannon, and I'm gonna shoot an Eldritch Blast out of it.
Do it.
So here's my magic control for all.
Oh boy. Oh please. Oh please.
Does a two do anything?
Yes, 2 is a miscast, sir.
Ooh.
What level spell is this?
It's a cantrip.
It's a cantrip? Okay.
I came down to fuck things up.
It has no effect, and you have no spell slot for it, so it just has no effect.
Oh.
Andy, how many fucks are we allowed to say during the stream?
That's 4.
Oh no! No!
Oh, 3.
That's number 4.
He just said the fourth one.
I think that means we're now in NC-17 territory. All right, so. And with that, it'll be over to Melusine, followed by Team
How
Good
far
Guys.
away is the screaming lady from me?
She is 20 feet.
I want to go toward her, not all the way to her, and ask her who she is to see if she'll speak with me.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, okay.
How the hell is this on the... Oh, wait. I think I know what happened here.
10.
For a moment, she seems to acknowledge you, and then her face just becomes a rictus of pain and hatred.
Okay, well, in that case, I'm going to magic missile her.
Magic missile.
Magic missile.
Hey,
And I got a 16 on my control.
There you go. See, you
There we
can
go.
do it.
Woo! Only when I don't want to, because I kind of want to talk to her. And she is going to take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage.
11 damage. Well, what? All right. So, with that, it will be time for initiative. Who's rolling this time?
Not
Do it. I'll do it.
anyone else.
Nat
Matt
20.
can roll.
What? Seriously?
Yeah, I did.
I got a freaking 19!
Well, we rolled 2 ones. We got that 20.
Hallelujah.
Ah! All right, so with that, it'll be Melusine's initiative. Gary, you're on deck.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm gonna magic missile her again because it worked one time. We'll see if it works again.
I rolled a 4 the first time, I rolled a 5 the second time, and now I rolled a 19.
It doesn't work this time.
Ooh, ooh, ooh! Do we get a miscast? Miscast? Miscast?
I rolled a 1.
Yes!
Wait.
Consolation
Is it
prize.
possible to miss with magic missile, though?
Yeah, that's the whole point of magic
But
missile.
it's control.
Yeah. This
I lost
yeah.
control of the spell,
Yeah,
so
this isn't a miss. This is just her summoning the magical power and using it.
Gotcha.
Last time she shot herself with magic missile, and she did not miss. All right, so
100% accuracy.
what level spell is magic missile?
1.
It's a level 1 spell. All right. And this is going to be your signature, Melusine, as the magical bolts arc out towards her, reverse halfway towards her, and slam into your chest.
God!
Roll your damage on yourself, ma'am.
Stop doing the boomerang missiles.
9 damage.
Hey, that's exactly what you did last time.
Thanks. I'm so glad you remembered.
Yeah.
Talk about a new level of self-deprecation.
I think this is just going to be a pattern you're going to have to keep up every time. But I endorse your roleplay. And with that, it'll be over to Gary. Born, you're on deck.
Gary is going to reach into his equipment and pull out the brass sensor and light the garlic bezoar.
Yep.
And all undead within 10 feet of the bearer suffer disadvantage on all rolls.
Look at him.
And I'm gonna move 10 feet away from this wailing lady. I'm gonna wail my glaive at her.
Bernard needs to go.
So you
Sorry.
can get to right here.
He can use the restroom later.
The way you phrased that, I thought exactly what Orn thought. I was like, boy, that's some serious roleplay there.
We need to pause. Bernard needs to go to the bathroom. Everyone hold on a hot minute.
Old
Time.
Is Gary at 10 foot there? 10 foot range?
Gary's at 10-foot range.
Okay, cool. So he's gonna I gotta roll to hit. I'm swinging a weapon, I'm not shooting a spell.
I got you.
Okay, I don't have
So
23 to hit her.
20, yes.
Yeah, okay. She's gonna suffer 9 points of regular slash damage.
9 points?
Yes.
Okay. She takes the hit. She takes the hit, and this time when she's hit, you see glowing energy fill her arms and her chest as she throws her head back and casts both of her hands, stretching down into the ground. Unnaturally long, these arms just go down into the ground, and you see them grab onto something and begin to pull it up, and suddenly, oh, come on.
Disadvantage.
She does not roll for this, but she only brings up 1. A single skeleton rises next to Orn, Melusine, and Eve. Eve made her save, so she's no longer.
Hey, last time I was blinded, I did really well in the fight.
That's true.
You're not blinded.
God.
I can help you with that. Maybe. If I can control the spell.
Yeah, I don't trust you.
That one, you'd be like a natural 20.
I don't know how I did that.
Probably, yeah.
I'm the whole party.
All right, so that was her reaction. She brings back one skeleton. Look at how happy Honora is back here. See how happy Honora is back here? That she's not in the fight. Honora's really, really happy that she's back at the garden.
I'm gonna send her home.
All right,
Already home.
she is home. Honora is home.
No. Back to the sun throne.
All right, so with that, it'll be over to Orn. Eve, you're on deck.
20! Nat 20.
Oh boy. Then this is your save? Yep.
My con save.
Oh,
Well done. You are no longer
I got a nat 20.
you are no longer incapacitated. And with that, it'll be over to Eve. Bard, you're on deck.
So the nat 20 did nothing?
Rush you.
Yeah, you're safe.
Yeah, I get, you get a save.
I seriously want to try and like charm her. I don't know if that's possible, but
Do it.
Do it. Roll your persuasion check, ma'am. And
persuasion.
roll. Well, she's going to roll with disadvantage against you if you. Is this
I
your?
wanna use
Do you want to use your special ability?
what special ability?
I mean, I don't have your sheet in front of me. What do you want to do? You can try to persuade her, or you can.
I mean, what, my silver tongue?
Holy.
No, you one that. Just roll your persuasion.
Yeah, I'll just do. And I'm rolling my inspiration die.
Show 'em your titties.
Let's see, that is 26 for persuasion.
Wow. Well, she's rolling with disadvantage against you because she is undead, and Gary's nearby. And oh man, she rolled good, but not 26. For a moment, she pauses. And you see her defenses go down as she looks at you. She goes, "What? What?" And she'll spend.
Is this Banshee played by like Steve Carell? Take a picture.
You get the DM's best attempt at doing a deranged female. So
Well, that's gonna get you in some trouble right there.
that's not going to be anywhere near what it needs to be. All right,
The
so
whole chat is good at this point.
and Bard, your action, sir.
Okay. Let's see. I think I am going to.
Someone got a minute.
I think I'm going to do another thunder wave since I'm right here, anyways. Yeah. So there's still one in front of Orange. She just raised one from the dead.
There's two in front of me right now.
There's one on the other side of Orin from you, and there's one directly in front of Orin.
Wow. Okay.
But you could move. Now, either way you move, you're going to pretty much hit. I guess you could. No. Yeah, pretty much everywhere you get it, you're going to. That's not true. You could teleport next to Melusine, and then you'd be able to hit just nothing but skeletons and the Banshee.
Yeah, let's do that.
Banshee woman-esque. All right. Your teleport, sir.
That's a fail.
Okay.
But I can move over there, right?
You could. Yeah. What's your move? Your move is 30 feet?
40.
You got it.
Okay.
I don't know why I said teleport. Just assume teleport now.
Dart over there and blast them.
Would you?
And I'm going to say, good boy, and pet him.
I already petted him.
Damn it.
All right. Whoa, wow. Another one of the skeletons rolled a natural 20. Another one rolled a natural 1.
All right.
And the Banshee rolled a 12.
That won't do it. She needed a 14.
Okay.
All right. So people that fail get pushed back 10 feet. And then they will take 15 damage.
So I guess the
That'd be 7 for the half, right?
are we rounding up or rounding down?
Round up.
Okay, so 7. Yeah.
I forget if I said previously in there. For right now, just round up.
Okay, so the one that passed takes 7 damage. The other 2 take 15.
All right. The other skeleton is obliterated. The banshee-esque woman, looks like a river elf from long ago, billows down the corridor, and you see the greenish lights sort of splatter in the corridor as she impacts with the back wall.
Is she dead?
She's not.
A dead-er?
She floats out into the corridor and raises her arms over her head. And she locks eyes with all of you, and she goes, If I shall never see it again, you will never see light again. And she raises her hands in a sweeping motion, and from above you hear the gale begin to pick up energy and strength as it blows above you until she wings away and dissipates into nothingness, and the skeleton next to Orn crumbles into a pile of bones.
I kick it.
All right.
Did you get buried in the Cave of Wonders?
Yes.
Buried alive.
Buried alive! Buried alive!
Good job, Bard. We had a chance to kill it.
No longer your best friend.
Can you
All
lose
right.
best friend?
Can now.
As the rest of the dwarves make their way down the rope behind you, you find yourselves at the bottom of this rope, surrounded by scattered pieces of gold and the bones of dozens of skeletons. Or I guess a dozen skeletons in this case. And before you, the open tunnel, which goes left and right. And this is where we're going to stop for tonight.
Nice.
So next time we'll pick up... Yep, Orn, do you want to do something?
I was gonna say, I grab as much gold as I can since we're down here.
You are surrounded by gold, so you can have as much gold as you can carry. The dwarves, as they reach the bottom of the pit here, they look depressed and a little bit shocked and confused, but they're consoling themselves by filling these bags with gold while they're down here.
Is this episode going to be called "You Can't Take It With You"?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a strong contender there.
Yeah,
If we
there's a lot of good potential ones.
if we're going by weight, I can carry about 4,000 gold according to weight.
I don't think we do wait.
We do not do weight.
Hey, everybody in the chat, what do you think this episode should be called? Mm. Cave of Blunders. Ha!
All that glitters is gold.
All that glitters is gold.
Isn't it all that glitters is not gold? That's a
Not
Tolkien
a
quote.
Smash Mouth song. It's a Smash Mouth song, man.
It's a Smash Mouth song.
I thought that was a Tolkien quote.
I think you're thinking of "Not All Those Who Wander Are Lost" or something like that.
That's it. Okay. The ever faithful dog.
No.
No, we already have one called "The Hunt for Bard October."
Ah.
Skeletons in the closet.
Bone to pick would be good.
Yeah,
Bone to pick.
A bone to pick. Yep.
daddy.
I like Buried Alive because I said that.
Buried alive. Does nobody get the Wrath of Khan reference?
No.
Is that from another one of your anime shows?
No.
Andy?
No, it's not. It's not from an anime, Kyle. It's from a legitimate film.
Mel's identity crisis. Yes. Anything
I like
I
that one.
accept.
I like that
Then we
one.
have a
It's so not is partially related. But
I don't think we have had a Mel-inspired name yet, so I like
that's
that one.
true.
Which is a shame.
All
Should
right.
at least be like 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back here, same bat time, same bat channel, next Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So thank you for joining us, and we will see you all again next time.
thank you.